Sawasdee Krap, and good afternoon once again. Today is Monday, the 6th of September 2021. This is the English language summary of the press briefing for today that we have. Of course, for this week and the past week, so we've been having the briefings on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So next time we'll see you is on Wednesday. First off, thank you, Dr. Twisin, for the Thai language briefing just now. At the end of his presentation just now, if you've turned on your television before this, he showed us a graph of the projection, the calculation for the next 3 months until December of 2021. And if you notice this green bar, which was on that projection, it sort of like showed about the stability of the numbers. So we're moving towards the right direction now in terms of the number of cases that we have, the measures that we have in terms of COVID prevention and protection. So moving towards a more stable situation now, according to the statistics that we have. And of course, the green colored bar just now, it's more getting more flat, getting flatter right now, not getting higher. Hoping this will be the situation until the end of the year in December 2021. But right now we're in September 2021. So first off, I'll start off with the vaccination progress. If you notice, of course, on weekends, we have fewer numbers of vaccination. Yesterday, we administered over 325,000 doses. And you see the breakdown of that, of the first and the second dose and the third dose on screen. This has increased the number of accumulated vaccinations in Thailand to over 35.9 million doses. Out of this number, we have over 129,000 receiving their first dose and over 195,000 receiving their second dose. This is the number for yesterday only. And the aggregate total of those who have received their first dose now stands at over 25 million, while those who have received their second dose totally now stands at over 10 million. So that makes around 35.9 million doses total in Thailand to date. And of course, this number also includes the expat community in Thailand. The World Health Organization, if you have been following the news recently, they have warned about the Mu variant, the Mu variant of COVID-19, that's spelled MU, Greek alphabet, which has spread in Colombia, the country of Colombia. This particular variant may be resistant to vaccines. And therefore, the CCSA here in Thailand, we have taken note of this, and we could continue to monitor the situation worldwide regarding this particular variant, Mu variant. Turning to the general situation and number of cases we have confirmed for today, we have confirmed new cases at 13,988. If you notice, the number is declining on a daily basis. We have new recoveries at 17,284. So the new recoveries have now been leaving the number of new cases far behind. More new recoveries than new confirmed cases for a week now. And we have active cases still being treated in medical facilities at 148,622, as you see in the green box on screen right now. We have recorded number of fatalities at 187. This is a very a declining number of fatalities, because if you've noticed in the past weeks, it was in the 300s or high 200s. The cumulative total number of fatalities now stands at over 13,000. The fatality rate for Thailand has actually increased a bit. Now it is 1.01% of fatality rate. Just some observations that for some time now, infections have been reported in all 77 provinces of Thailand, with around 32 provinces reporting over 100 infections. In terms of the city or provincial distribution. We'll have a slide coming up for you there. Bangkok remains with the highest number of infections for today, with 3,610 cases, and Samut Prakan coming in second, followed by Samut Sakhon, Chonburi, and Phetchabun. Now on screen here, you see now on screen we have a map of Bangkok, which shows the number of cases in terms of the distribution in the various districts of Bangkok. And you can see that the highest number of cases have been reported in the red colored districts. If you're familiar with the map of the metropolitan map of Bangkok, these red colored districts concentrated, you see there on top of this map, concentrated in districts such as Laksi, Ratchathewi, and Pathumwan districts, where these districts are the districts with many construction sites and crowded communities. Also, on medical personnel and volunteers, they have sought to assist vulnerable communities. That continues to be done, and to save as many lives as possible by visiting the elderly and bedridden elders at their homes. The CCSA continues to send our moral support and encouragement to everyone who is doing their utmost to help society during these trying times. And the good news is that the number of active cases has declined for 3 straight weeks, and the fatality rate is starting to decline as well. And 90% of fatalities are from the elderly and those with 7 underlying diseases. That remains to hold true despite the decline. And the elderly and those with 7 underlying diseases in the maximum and strictly controlled areas. The decline in the number of active cases is, of course, welcome news, especially for our medical personnel. Just as an example, the Busarakam Field Hospital was able to reduce the number of intensive care units or ICU units in Busarakam hospitals. They have begun to increase that because of the decreasing demand, decreasing number of patients with severe symptoms. So we hope that this will continue to improve. The situation will continue to improve. Now, in the Thai language briefing, Dr. Tawisin displayed an infographic, a graph, showing that Thailand has, in fact, passed the peak period in terms of the number of COVID cases, and that the number of cases per week is declining. And this is the graph that he showed. So that's kind of self-explanatory. If you can see in the 2 Thailand maps that are circled, that are in squared. So the peak has actually been passed already in Thailand in that sense. Now, moving to international relations, I'd like to share some more good news from the start of the week, which is the continued support to fight COVID from our friends around the world, particularly India, oxygen concentrators from India. So more recently, on Friday, it was just last Friday, 3 days ago, we received a generous gift of 300 oxygen concentrators from India, which truly reflects our long and cordial ties with India. And Thailand and India will in fact celebrate the 75th anniversary of diplomatic relations this year as well. And you have some images there of that assistance from India, from oxygen concentrators. So thank you very much to the government and the people of India. Additional news which will be of interest to foreign expats in Thailand. Announcement on the non-immigration visa extension. So this is information from the Immigration Department for you. You may have been informed about this already, that in the past weekend, the Immigration Division issued an announcement informing that foreign nationals may apply for visa extensions at Jang Wattana Government Center and the Temporary Service Center in Muang Thong Thani from Mondays to Saturdays, with Saturdays introduced as an extra day from the 4th of September onwards. And likewise, foreign nationals may now also contact the immigration for services related to the 90-day report and residence notification. The residence notification every 90 days at the Temporary Service Center Muang Thong Thani on Saturdays as well. So it's I'm very pleased to learn that many offices and many agencies in Thailand have returned to their normal operation hours now, or with extensions with expanded operation hours as well. So this is something that foreign nationals can make use of in terms of their immigration requirements and immigration documents. Now, in line with the recently announced relaxation of various measures in the Bangkok metropolitan area and the dark red zones, as you know, in line with this easing of restrictions, the BMA has allowed barbershops and hair salons located in malls and similar venues to reopen. I'm sure many of you have learned of this already, and as soon as you've learned about it, of course, for gentlemen, it's high time to have a haircut after the closure. However, businesses are required to limit their service hours to 2 hours per client, and appointments must also be made in advance. Additional information for the English language audience who are in the Islamic communities, that the Shikul Islam office has approved the resumption of prayers at mosques, but only in communities where at least 70% of the population aged 18 and over are vaccinated. And before allowing worshippers inside, both the committee members of mosques and worshippers of Islamic mosques must have been vaccinated at least once. Now, prayer time is limited to 30 minutes, while Friday prayers are limited to no more than 45 minutes. So that is for our Muslim brothers and sisters in Thailand, either English-speaking or not. Now, I'll move on to the roadmap, the reopening of Thailand roadmap. So, as you know, the Phuket Sandbox and the Samui Plus programs have been ongoing. Following these programs, which have in fact generated over 1.7 billion baht in revenue, the government plans to reopen 5 more provinces in this similar scheme in the future. Now, this reopening, this additional provinces to this scheme may possibly include provinces and cities such as Bangkok, Chonburi, Phetchaburi, Prachuap Khiri Khan, and Chiang Mai provinces. So as you see on an image on screen, the reopening of Thailand roadmap features the reopening of these 5 provinces, possibly by the 1st of October 2021. And it will be followed by additional provinces, up to 21 additional provinces by mid-October. Now, more details will be announced in due course very, very soon on this. And I'm very glad that we're moving towards reopening the country as per our plan. So to ensure that every foreign national on Thai soil will be vaccinated as soon as possible, the Health Ministry will expand the vaccination services for foreign nationals at Bang Sue Grand Station starting on the 8th of September, which is this Wednesday. If you recall, the Bang Sue train station or Bang Sue Grand Station is the central vaccination center in Bangkok, and they have included foreign nationals in their scheme as well. Now, this will be expanded on Wednesday. And in addition, from the 1st of September onwards, Samut Sakhon province has already begun to offer walk-in vaccination jabs for foreign nationals in Samut Sakhon province, those who reside in Samut Sakhon province, and plans to inoculate children aged 16 to 18 in the province to allow the resumption of in-person instruction at schools. If you recall, many months ago, Samut Sakhon was one of the epicenters of the COVID pandemic in Thailand in the third wave. Of course, with the various seafood industry factories that were affected. Now, of course, the situation is getting better, and we're very glad, the CCSC is very glad that the province has moved on to offer walk-in vaccinations for foreign nationals, aside from the various schemes that are already in existence. Now, my last point, since I'm talking to the English language audience here, I'll just talk a little bit about the Mu variant, wherein the World Health Organization we have an infographic coming up there. The World Health Organization was talking about the Mu variant, So as the situation is improving, with restaurants and cafes able to operate up to 50 or 75% of seating capacity, we have to be careful that not to be complacent in the various restaurants. We have to practice self-preventive measures while eating out, which includes washing hands, keeping distance, and not only removing our masks when needing to eat or drink, as you see on this infographic. The world, of course, we are faced with many challenges up to today. It's been a year, almost 2 years, of course, a year plus, almost 2 years in many countries already that we have to face this. And new things arrive every day. New challenges arrive, so to speak. So I was talking just now about the Mu variant. We don't know how many more variants are out there, how many more variants will mutate, if the COVID vaccine will be able to tackle, it will be able to get rid of all these new variants, or any other new scientific anomaly that we are to face in the future. However, I think that the management, the way that we react, the way that we take care of each other, the way that we are strict in terms of the measures, the communication that we give to you every day, every week, is very important, and I believe that this will form a strong foundation for our resilience from the COVID pandemic in due course. Hoping that the stability of the situation in terms of the numbers in Thailand will remain. We hope that the numbers will not increase. We hope that the various measures and the various relaxation measures as well will fit with the lifestyle and will fit with the dynamic situation of COVID in Thailand and around the world. So hoping for the best, and on that note, we'll see you again on Wednesday. Thank you. สวัสดีครับ